All right, guys, so this is just a little refresher on what we got to do for this test, which is coming up for you guys next week. So what I'm trying to do here when it says write things in standard form, remember what standard form means is from highest to lowest exponent. So you would write those from highest exponent to lowest exponent. And it's the same thing you're doing actually right here on this problem. So I'm actually going to do this problem right here. I see the highest exponent is x to the third, so I'm going to write that down. And then I'm going to look and I see a couple of x's I can combine. A negative 1x and a negative 4x gives me a negative 5x. Okay, I'm going to cancel those out. And then I've got a negative 1 and a plus 4, which is a plus 3. And so I have three terms. Look, it gives you these in order. 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms. So this is called a trinomial, because there's 3 terms. Now the leading coefficient just means once you have it in standard form, this number in front, and this number in front is just a 1 when there's nothing there. If there was a 3 there, it'd be 3 and so on. The degree is the exponent. The exponent always tells me the degree, and it's the highest exponent in the problem. That's why it's 3. Even if you wrote it out of order, you should be able to look and see that's 3, that's 2, and that's 4. Unless those 4's cancel, which they actually do, so that makes it just 1 when there's nothing here. Okay. You can go through and answer those. Down here, I would suggest that you remember that when it is minus, you need to take this negative 1 and distribute it into all of those. So you would rewrite it. The first terms never change. The second ones change everything. And a lot of you remember it here, but then forget that it goes to every single term. And then you can just combine your like terms from there. Right here, this plus sign means you're not going to have to distribute anything, but if you want to, you could distribute a positive 1, rewrite everything like normal, negative 7x squared plus 5x minus 4. Rewrite these, and again, combine your like terms from there. Okay? All this is asking you to do is to distribute, and to distribute. I'll talk about a problem like this on the back, but say for instance on this, it's basically doing this, ladies and gentlemen, is 2y plus 3 and foiling it out. Okay. Down here, this is where you had to do like this kind of thing for this problem. 6y squared is 2 times 3yy, and 9y is 3 times 3y. What they have in common is the first thing you write, and what's left, the 2y and the plus 3, is what I write next to it, and then I would just set each of these 3y equals 0 and 2y plus 3 equals 0. Remember, this always gives you 0 because you would divide by 3. And this one down here, you would minus 3 first, and 2y equals negative 3, and then divide by 2. Sorry, I know this is probably writing kind of small, but trying to fit it in there. Okay. Let's look at the next page. So on the top here, I'm not going to go through them, but this is just the box, right? So you're setting up the box for each one of these problems up here. And remember, for this one, this means x plus 6 times x plus 6. So don't just distribute it out. Do the x plus 6 and the x plus 6 and go through the process. Remember, x times x is x squared. And then this times this gives me 6x. And then this times this gives me 6x. And then this times that gives me 36. And you would add on the diagonal. These are not canceling, they're both positive. So you get x squared plus 12x plus 36, if you recall how to do that. This one you're going to need a 2 by 3, right? And remember what you're going to put where? X squared minus 4x and a plus 2 and x minus 3 there, and go FOIL it all out. Even on number 9, it's actually telling you to do that. When one length is x, and the other is 4 units longer. Think about what that means, okay? And then take your problem and times x times what you're going to have up here and get your area. That's it. Down here you can see some Xbox problems. You should be pretty set by that. Please remember that you have to find the zeros as well, which means that once you get these factors, like x plus something equals 0 and x minus something equals 0, you can go fill in those blanks with what you find here. And then solving those so that you get x equals in the end, okay? Oh, sorry, you couldn't see that. Let me try that again. X plus something and x minus something is going to be something that you're going to get in this answer. And then doing the stuff to the other side so you get what your x equals, okay? You see here you got a few more problems with that. You cannot do E or F yet. Those are problems that we're going to go over tomorrow on Wednesday. For these two problems, though, you can still do it. This is just like all the rest of the problems. Is don't make it harder than what it is. This one here, though, you're going to have to GCF this. So this is like from the work that we did yesterday, where you can take a 2 out of here first, and as you take that 2 out, divide it out. What are you left with? Well, x squared plus 9x plus 20. And then this is what you're going to use in here. For your b is 9 and your AC is 20. And you know that you can always put x squared here and 20 here. Because again, you pulled that 2 out. Make sure that gets here in your answer. We talked about that yesterday. Okay. Otherwise, don't worry about doing anything towards the end of this. Really, you can just end at problem D up here at the top. We'll talk about those 4 problems tomorrow. Have a good day. Do what you're supposed to do. Please get through this.